Have you ever wondered about businesses where employees are not just workers but also owners, sharing in the success they help create? What if the profits generated by a company were distributed not just to distant shareholders, but fairly among the very people who contribute their labor every day? Worker cooperatives distribute profits equitably by prioritizing the labor contributions of their members over capital investment, often allocating surplus earnings based on hours worked, salary, or an equal share among all worker owners. This model directly contrasts with traditional corporations where profits primarily accrue to external investors. The fundamental principle behind this equitable distribution lies in the cooperative's core identity as an enterprise owned and democratically controlled by its employees. Unlike capitalist firms driven by maximizing return on investment for external shareholders, worker cooperatives aim to benefit their members directly. This structure challenges the traditional employer-employee dynamic by transforming workers into stakeholders, ensuring that the surplus value created by their collective labor is returned to them rather than being extracted by a separate owner class. The actual mechanisms for distributing these profits, often called surplus or patronage refunds, are typically decided democratically by the worker owners themselves. A common approach involves allocating a percentage of the annual surplus as individual patronage dividends, which are directly proportional to each member's economic participation, usually meaning their hours worked or wages earned. Another method is to retain a portion of the surplus as collective reserves for future investment, expansion, or to build resilience during lean times, which benefits all members indirectly. Some cooperatives also use individual capital accounts, where a member's share of the profit is recorded as an equity stake, paid out upon their departure. This system introduces concepts like democratically decided surplus allocation, ensuring that members collectively determine the fairest distribution method. It also uses internal capital accounts, which are individual equity accounts for worker owners, representing their share of retained earnings and often paid out when a member leaves the cooperative. Furthermore, the practice of patronage dividends directly links individual effort to financial reward, reinforcing the principle of labor-based compensation over capital-based returns. These unique financial structures foster a greater sense of ownership and responsibility among workers. Ultimately, the equitable distribution of profits in worker cooperatives is not merely a financial transaction. It is a tangible expression of democratic economic principles, fostering a more engaged and motivated workforce. By returning the fruits of labor directly to those who perform it, co-ops build economic stability for their members and demonstrate a valuable alternative model for business ownership and wealth creation that prioritizes people over pure profit.